Hey, this is Andrew from Jack 42 Grafton, and I haven't done too many videos lately. There hasn't been much geoengineer planes in the atmosphere in this part of the country. I think they're over there, down there slamming that hurricane. I'm getting reports from Florida, Midwest, East Coast, but there might be some activity off the coast. But they got enough atmospheric loading in the atmosphere for the last 9 months, because the evidence right there, it should be just clear as a bell, and you just got this haze. And I want to dedicate this to Claire in New Zealand and Steve Digiboy TV in Canada, showing the amount of material that's been dumped into our atmosphere. Definite atmospheric loading, and it describes all the patents, the CFR talks, Dr. Keith talking to the Science and Technology Committee. They all talk about only doing this a couple times a year or whatever, but you know, this has been non-stop for 9 months. Our valley has been transformed. So this is geoengineering. That's what we're talking, geoengineering. Completely altered atmosphere. Not altered states like the movie, altered atmosphere, which is now become an altered state. Look at that. That's completely geo-sky aerosols. Unbelievable. Everybody thinks that's just a beautiful sunset. Well, you can't even see the ocean from here, and you should be able to.
San Diego's world-class rock. 101.5 KGP.
Well, anyway, end of the day, another geo-sky. People need to really wake up. All kinds of stuff. You know, they want to talk about post-glacial rebound. We just come out of a solar minima. We still recently had some zero spot days, but they definitely influenced the temperature. Somebody's got their hand on the thermostat. Well, anyway, this is Geo-Sky.
Before, about 5 years ago, our skies were typically blue, and now you see it's covered with lines and haze. We began to eventually test to see if in fact there was credence to what we were seeing. And from the first test in precipitation in spring of /06 that tested 7 parts per billion, we've since had tests that have escalated as high as 3,450 parts per billion. That's a 50,000% increase in aluminum.
I sent this water, see it's right there, it says backyard rain gauge. Aluminum, 1,010 micrograms per liter of aluminum. And here's barium, 8 micrograms per liter of barium. And this is from the labs up in Redding, California. This is a certified government report. And here's what normal is. I asked him what would be normal.
0.5?
0.5 would be normal.
For aluminum?
For aluminum. And the maximum allowed in drinking water, they said 50 micrograms per liter, and government action required at 1,000. Well, we're over 1,000.
We're so far off the scales for toxicity in aluminum that it appears to be affecting the flora greatly. Our grass is about 1/3 its height that it was only a few years ago. A 35-year forestry biologist has done 50 pH tests. The rain across the board, every single test was 10 times or more alkaline than it should be.
Even if you say, well, very poor stream, we might have gotten only 300. But even so, there's only 30 bugs here.
In the same stream you're looking at about 1,000, how many years ago did you find it?
About 20 years ago, this had about 1,000.
Just clarify, so 10 megatons of aluminum dumped into the atmosphere would have no human health impact.
So let me be more careful here. We're separating out the toxicological, so the aluminum we've only begun to research and publish nothing.
This is a very delicate moment for the powers that be because they're taking a covered up operation like the tropospheric aerosol program or chemtrails, Project Icarus, whatever, it's had many names over the years, and they're making it over into a geoengineering scientific shield to deflect sunlight because global warming's out of hand.
I am a substitute teacher, and so I get to work with a lot of kids. I get to see a lot of kids in this county. And what I noticed in the last 2-3 years I've been working with the kids is that our kids, majority of them have upper respiratory problems. I'd say 2/3 to 3/4 of the kids are hacking and coughing most of the school year. I've spoken with teachers who told me, I've brought this attention to them, have you seen these skies, all your life? Some of them have lived up here all their lives. And they say that, yeah, their skies look different from when they grew up because it's a lot of times covered in this white milky haze. But they also have told me that they notice the kids, that the attention deficit, the attention span of the kids, it's their lives as teachers have become so much more difficult.
And again, many times at night as the sun starts to set and there's huge banks of this aircraft disbursement, it literally looks like there's forest fires burning across the mountains because it's a very dirty color. It's not a white cloud or a natural sunset by any means. It looks like there's some sort of massive industrial activity or forest fires burning over there. And we see that typically every night.
When you get 50 fish and maybe only 1 or 2 got a bug inside them, normally the stomachs are crammed with food.
There was mason jars, and they were brand new, sterilized, and that's what we catch the rain in.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a HEPA filter that we tested the air with.
Okay, so you caught rain and then you basically filtered air.
Mm-hmm.
What did you find?
Aluminum and barium.
We haven't done anything serious on aluminum, and so there could be something terrible that we'll find tomorrow. We haven't looked at.
You may remember the 8,000 dry lightning strikes that occurred in June of 2008. You may remember that. Again, my background, I've done lightning suppression work for Bechtel Power, and I've done worked in some of the first solar plants in the continental U.S. Atmospheric conductivity in the lower 48, I have read a couple articles that's been measured at 4 times its historical conductivity. More atmospheric conductivity would logically mean more lightning. The strikes that we had that day, I spoke to dozens of 30, 40-year veteran firefighters, and they've never seen anything like it. Atmospherically, they've never seen anything like it. And our skies were literally covered with aircraft trails the day that happened. But if you have a more conductive atmosphere, you're going to get more lightning.
Whether people believe in chemtrails or not, the geoengineering should be scary enough. And when people learn about geoengineering, chemtrails will then become apparent because they're the same.